Hi guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how we can use Mapbox, which is basically an online mapping program that enables you to customize maps as well as map out your data. So to get started, let's just head into the program and hit Start Mapping for free. This will prompt you to create an account, and once you've done so, you can then log in. And it will take you to this home page where we click Create a Map in Studio. Now we can create a new style of map. We can also organize our other maps that we've created via a new folder. So let's just see that we have a range of templates to choose from, but let's just choose the blank style for today. Okay, now we have opened up a blank map. Now we can start mapping and customizing our map. So the first thing we're going to do is just head to this properties panel here on the left and add a new component. And the first thing we probably want to see is some land and water. Now we can see that this is our earth and our base color is black. Let's just change that to a nice gray color just so we can understand what's happening. Now in here we also have all of these layers, which we can then choose different colors for. Like so. Now we can see that it's showing in different colors. We'll just revert that back to what it was. I'm going to show you another way we can add colors to our map. So we can go to manage colors here, and now we can gain some more control over the colors of the spaces as well. So we're going to add in a green space. We're going to add in some water. Now at the moment our green space is showing gray, so let's just change that to a nice green color. And our water is showing, let's change it to a nice pretty blue. Perfect. When we click on these here, once again, we can click on them and find out the different colors that are displaying for different colorways. So for example, waterways and rivers might be showing slightly different shades. We also have this here, components properties, that we can then add in just the amount of detail showing on these layers. So for example, this is showing the topography, and now if we simplify that, there's no more topography and terrain showing, but we'll keep it detailed for now. And maybe we'll just lower the density, which will make it a slightly different appearance when it loads. We also have the ability to do the same with water. We'll take the shadows away because we want a nice clean look. Now we actually want to navigate somewhere around to our location, and to do so we can just go to this toolbar, search bar at the top, and type in the location. In this case, let's head to Melbourne, and we can see that we've navigated straight to Melbourne here quite simply. Perfect. Now we're going to add in some more information to our data set. So let's add in some place labels. And now we can see that we have Melbourne coming up, and when we zoom in more, we can see what they are. Likewise, we can change the colors of these place labels. So now it's changed them to gray. So let's click here and make it a slightly darker charcoal color. I think that looks quite nice. Perfect. And we also have these little sort of icons that might look slightly different, but we'll keep them as is for now. So let's go back to our components. And we're happy with our text. Potentially, let's just maybe major cities, and let's just see what happens when we change this to a bold color, and maybe make it a bit bigger. And maybe make it all uppercase, just so we can see the differentiation in here. For potentially Melbourne is only seen as a minor city. Oh, that's the topography, sorry. There we go. Text and icon, we also have the ability to just adjust, but we'll keep it as is. And now we can see that that's finally loaded in, and Melbourne is set as we zoom out, because it's a larger city, it's set in a different text to the rest, like I just set then in the settings. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got that. Let's zoom on in. And now let's add another component, and let's add some data to our map. So we've just clicked on data visualization. We're going to select some data to show. I'm going to show some Mapbox. In this case, let's show some points of interest. And now we can see that data has been created, and we can now map that onto our map simply by showing that. Now we want to change how it's showing, because at the moment it's showing by the type of it's defaulted to the type of font. So let's change this to class, and let's change it to food and drink, and let's change our food and drink to have a different sort of symbol. So potentially a star. Here we go. Now we also have the ability to perhaps instead, there is quite a lot of maps happening on, and if we exit out we can see we have quite a lot of data being displayed onto our map right now. So let's go back to symbols, and let's actually just delete this component, and I'll show you a better way to go about it. So let's once again go to our components here, add in our new component, add in our points of interest that we were just displaying, and now we can see they have displayed in a much more clear way. Now that's all well and good, but perhaps we don't want to show every single point of interest that Melbourne City has to offer. So we can quite easily navigate to our layers, go to our points of interest layer, and now in our components, we first need to eject this data, and we just say yes. So now it's combining all of this data into one single layer. And now in our layers, we have the ability to change and filter out what sort of data is being shown. So to get started, we want to create a class. Select data, sorry. And now we can filter our data. And so let's edit this data that at the moment is showing absolutely everything. And let's just delete this condition, and let's create a new filter. And now when we create this filter, we'll create a class, and it's going to prompt us to add even refine that class even further. So at the moment it's showing us the different classes that we have. And now let's change that to food and drink. Select done. Now we can see all of the food and drink places are being shown on our map. Now when we head back to here, we can see that this is showing food and drink based on whether it's food or whether it's just a bar.